Best Eats, where I'm always doing it right. On this channel, I'll show you how to eat the food you love. I'll show you, of course, how to do it in a fashion that's healthy, beneficial to your body. And if you follow my channel, you know I'll show you how to do it without compromising the flavor or the integrity of the food. And in today's video, you guys, we're going to be getting into a traditional pie recipe, and we're going to be using an ingredient that originated in the southern regions of the United States because of its cultivating soils and also during an era of slavery and emancipation. This particular ingredient became very popular amongst African Americans because it's also very similar to another popular ingredient called the yam. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to make one of the best homemade sweet potato pies. But not just any sweet potato pie. In today's video, of course, I have to make it a little healthier, so I'm going to show you how to make a dairy-free sweet potato pie. So if you're a fan of sweet potato pie, then you know what you need to do. Don't be shy. Do yourself a favor, hit that like, share, and subscribe. Tap that notification bell below. You'll get notified when I upload this easy homemade dairy-free sweet potato pie. And without any further ado, let's get to doing what Lila's Best Eats does best. Let's get into this homemade dairy-free sweet potato pie, and let's get to doing it right. Okay, guys, here are the ingredients needed for the dairy-free sweet potato pie. You'll need pie crust, a sweet potato, vanilla extract, ground nutmeg, ground cinnamon, granulated sugar, eggs, evaporated coconut milk, and plant-based butter. For the exact measurements, you'll need 1 9-inch deep dish pie crust, a 1-pound sweet potato, a half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 cup of granulated sugar, a half cup of plant-based butter, 2 eggs, and a half cup of evaporated coconut milk. Okay, guys, in the first step, to prepare the sweet potato, first start by washing it clean, then fill a large pot with water and use a sharp knife or a fork to poke several holes around the entire potato. Once you're done poking holes, here's what the end result should look like. Next, bring the water to a boil over a high heat. Add the sweet potato and set a boiling time for 55 minutes. After 55 minutes, use a fork to poke the potato. If it penetrates easily, the potato is done. Turn the heat off, remove the potato from the pot, place it onto a plate, and set it aside until it becomes warm enough to touch, or submerge in cold water for a few minutes for a quicker cooling process. Once the potato is cool enough to touch, use a spoon or your hand to remove the skin, transfer it into a large bowl, and use a fork to smash it into a coarse puree. Add the butter and use a hand mixer to blend both of the ingredients together. Here's what the final result should look like. Next, add the eggs, followed by the evaporated coconut milk, vanilla extract, ground cinnamon, ground nutmeg, and granulated sugar. Whisk thoroughly to incorporate these ingredients, or for a smoother texture, use the hand mixer. Then set the bowl aside for later. In the next step, place the uncooked pie crust onto a baking sheet. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Place the pie crust into the center of the oven and set a bake time for 12 minutes. After 12 minutes, remove the pie crust from the oven and set it aside to cool. Once the pie crust has cooled, pour the pie filling into it and give it a few good twists to remove any bubbles that may be floating on top. Here's what the final result should look like once the pie filling has been poured into the pre-cooked pie crust. Next, preheat the oven again to 350 degrees. Carefully place the pie into the center of the oven and set a bake time for 1 hour and 5 minutes. 5 minutes before the pie is done, stick a toothpick in it. If it comes out clean, the pie is done. Once the pie is done, remove it from the oven and set it aside to allow it to completely cool. Once the dairy-free sweet potato pie has completely cooled, here's what the final result should look like. Both the pie crust and the pie filling should both be golden in color. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, share my content, let people know. Lila's Best Eats is always doing it right. As always, thanks for watching. I appreciate the support, and I'll see you guys again next time. Happy holidays!